Nothing is more fundamental to hunting than clear vision, and I'm spending the morning with Jesse Nelson to chat about just that. He's an avid hunter, guide, and sportsman's advocate. He's a Montana native and a well-rounded mountain athlete, but what defines his passion is bow hunting. His career and lifestyle allow him to spend 365 days a year either in the field or sharing his passion with like-minded individuals. Once we're up here, the first thing you got to do is spot what you're hunting. So tell me about what we have here.
One of the main factors that you'll see here is the tripods. There's three different groups that you'd pick a tripod from. One would be a larger size, which would be something that I'd use more for like truck scouting. Then you break into the mid-size. That's where the category that I would break this into.
So this is a mid-size?
This would be a mid-size. This is a very solid, all-machined aluminum tripod, so it's going to be great for the hunter, the guy that's throwing it in a pack and beating it around. The next size would be more of a compact size. I actually have one here in this pack. This would be one when say a tripod isn't as crucial to my hunt, isn't as critical, but I may be wanting to size something up quick. The other factor that goes into a tripod would be the tripod head. This was a fluid style head. This is kind of the Cadillac of all tripod heads. It's real smooth, easy to pan with. One of the more popular styles is a pistol grip style, and a lot of people really like this one for glassing over an area with broader field of view optics. This one's actually set up with a panning style base, so you can get this into a level plane, shift it down to the next level plane, and then you can start to pan across the hillside using that. And I'd say most people probably use the friction style. Looks real similar to this, but it's definitely a different price point.
All right, Jesse, now you've got me looking through the binoculars here, and I noticed that you're pretty consistent with Leica. Why is that?
You know, I've always been a believer in Leica. I've used it throughout my guiding career quite a bit. And one thing I've always been impressed with is the durability of the product. Clarity's always held through the life of the product. The quality's been good.
There seems to be a lot of options as far as the optics out there. Tell me about the ones we have here.
You're right. The reason I put you behind the binoculars is I wanted to have you see one function in this binocular. This is actually a set of geovids, and what it has built into it is a laser rangefinder. That can be used for a lot of different functions while you're spotting. One is planning out your stalk. Once you've located that animal, it gives you the option to be able to read the animal. You'll know how far he is, and then read different locations that you can get to, so you can see what the distances would be for you to get into that shot position. I personally prefer the angled eyepieces because of the broad range that you can cover with one position. This is an angled eyepiece Televid 82 from Leica. As with this, I can start over here, and as I pan without moving my head, I can cover a huge range on that hillside very comfortably. Same thing out of a truck window. If I want to look out the front of the truck, I can have this sitting on the window, have the eyepiece turned, and I can look through it and see I'm looking over there.
Okay. All right, Jesse, we're looking at a pretty vast area here that we're going to glass. How would you start if you came up here?
My first approach to any new area is I'm going to walk up, I'm going to grab my binoculars, and I'm going to glass the enclosed stuff. I'm going to try to pick up that animal that might have noticed us coming into the area. I'll end up covering that whole hillside trying to pick up that obvious animal before I actually set up to be here for the long haul.
Okay. So if we're going to glass this mountain, how would you start?
You know, this is a new area to me. I'd probably start with something like a grid pattern. Okay. The reason I'd pick that is because it's a new area. I don't know the natural flow of the animals here. And it's an easy way to cover the whole hillside, and you're going to walk away feeling like you've done a good job of covering it. How I would start it, I'd start in like the upper left or the upper right-hand corner. I'd plant my binoculars and start studying that field of view. Okay. Well, every time I set up for a glassing session, I always have that feeling, you know what, the animal I'm looking for is on that hill. I know it for a fact, I just have to find him. And what I do as I'm working that grid pattern is I exhaust the field of view that I'm looking at, and then I shift that binocular to where it's covering half of the old existing field of view with the new existing field of view.
Okay. So our animal's out there, we just have to take some time and find it.
You just have to locate it.